Wake up, I gotta go get it. Wake up,
Ladies and gentlemen, we back. We back. College Couch Podcast is in your face, in your place, in your space. We ready to do it big. This is I guess you could say, season review recap in a whole. Indiana Hoosiers have done it. I know we are some time out from when we last spoke to y'all, but y'all know how we do. We got to come back and give it to you how y'all want it, and it's here. We're ready to do it. Javaris Harris. Ooh, I haven't said this in a while. Javaris Harris, Stacks Delbridge, forever in the building, my brother. What is going on?
What's
How
up,
are
man?
you?
What's up, man? Life is good, man. Life is good. Sad that football season's over, but
Yeah,
hey, you
yeah.
know,
Now we got to start getting ready for March Madness. It feels like
yeah. Still
yeah,
some good sports to be played
yeah,
and some good basketball. I mean, there's a lot been going on in the college basketball realm, man. It's been fun. It's been fun. So
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to March Madness. See what's
yeah.
going on, see who upset, all that
Mhm.
type of stuff. So.
I will be honest with you. I have not watched a lick of basketball this year. I will
I
be
I, wa- I
completely
watched a
honest.
lot of highlights.
Okay, right. I've seen people, post, different, ankle breakers and different, game winners and some guys that have been making some noise, throughout the different conferences and stuff. But as far as like sitting down watching a full game, it has not been in the cards for this season. But as we get close, I think what I usually do is I'll definitely check out like conference tournaments, conference championships and stuff like that. And then just to see who to look out for. And then once March Madness rolls around is when I usually tune in.
Right.
But yeah, man, like during the season, it's just so many games, and I know I can't make that excuse because I can sit and watch college football as well.
But I
But
mean, college football is only 12
yeah, it's
games.
I
It's
mean, you
12.
got your midweek games, which is only like maybe 3 or 4, and then you
Well,
have Friday
the
games,
midweek
Saturday,
games
Sunday.
for football is like at the
Right.
beginning of the season. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like you're not really. I mean, the difference with college football, college basketball is randomly throughout the day, is on random days. College football, you're gonna get one on
Exactly.
Saturday. And
Exactly.
it's gonna be four
Exactly.
different times. It's
Right.
gonna be 12, it's gonna be 3:30, it's gonna be maybe 7,
Yeah.
and then you got the 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock game, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
depending on where you at.
Right. Right.
So you know what I'm saying? So it's easier to keep up with being a regular podcaster trying to make it. So it's easier to do that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, but I will say I have been watching a lot of the NBA kids, the
Mm-hmm.
kids of the NBA stars like the
Yeah.
Rangers, and
Mm-hmm.
Cayenne Anthony, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, those guys. And
Yeah.
shout out to Bryce for redshirting this year. I thought that was a smart move. Like so it's been, it's been dope seeing the kids of former legends play and how some of their games are similar to their dads. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
Reynolds, his game is similar to his dad's. He's aggressive. He all the things you want to see. Cayenne's coming into his own. He's smooth game like his dad. You know what I'm saying? Not afraid of the moment. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful to
That's
watch. But
good. That's
you
what's
know,
up. Yeah. I'm excited to see how these guys, ball out. It's funny enough because I actually was watching the Syracuse and Duke game. I had a flight back home to Atlanta, and the Duke and Syracuse game was on, so I got a chance to check that out. And man, even the Carlos Boozer's son, so,
oh yeah,
they're
yeah,
on the
yeah.
Duke
I
squad.
forgot about
Yeah,
him
so
too. I have watched him,
yeah,
but they just got a big win. And
hmm
if I'm not
hmm
mistaken, yeah. So yeah,
yeah,
yeah. They've been balling too. Yeah, it's kind of one of the names that fly under the radar because
hmm
we
yeah,
don't talk about Carlos Boozer even though he was a dog in the league. You know what I'm saying? We don't
right.
talk about him as much as we talk about Gilbert Arenas and
hmm
Carmelo and stuff like that. But he's definitely his son is definitely a hooper for sure. For sure. Like I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, but it's just been dope. You know what I'm saying? Seeing like all the people that, you used to watch, they kids now, you know what I'm saying, are the future. So
right.
it's
Right.
it's
Well,
dope.
yeah, man, that's good. That's really good. Well, yeah, man. This is our again. This is our season recap for college football episode, and listen, we have a. I feel like we got a good one for y'all. We're really gonna have fun with this episode. And listen, I really want everybody to interact with this episode when it comes out. Drop in the comments. Let us know if you agree, if you disagree, where you feel like we might have butted heads. We really want y'all to let us know like, hey, y'all might have dropped the ball on that one because this is how I think the season may have went or what team did this and that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
let us know in the comments how you feel and
We-
let's start the discussion on it. So the first question being, this is really going to be a question that I feel is going to really have a lot of people think on this one. So if the 2025 college football season was a reality TV show, what would it be called? And would the finale have been scripted by a genius or a madman, like a truly chaotic person?
Um, one word to describe it.
That
It's
was
that's
not the
kind of
question.
I would say unpredictable.
No. The question was if it. Oh, okay. So that would be your TV
Well, what?
series name.
Yeah,
That would be
yeah,
the name of the show.
unpredictable.
Unpredictable. Okay.
Unpredictable.
Okay.
Unpredictable or chaotic.
Okay.
Because uh I guess you can go chaotic because chaos is kind of unpredictable. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I literally this is probably the first time I would say nobody had the nobody in the playoffs, honestly, except for maybe one or two teams, to me, did I think that was gonna make it and be there at the end. Like I knew Georgia was gonna be there. I knew Ohio State. No, but I didn't get Miami being in there. I didn't get definitely didn't get Indiana being in there. Ole Miss definitely was not on my bingo card for being in the playoffs and making the run that they did and playing how they did with the backup who became a starter and now is the talk of the whole college football arena. I mean, yeah, I mean, Bama being, you know what I'm saying, as shaky as they were, I did not have that on my bingo card. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just was a chaotic season where some of everything that you thought was gonna happen literally went left. Like we thought that Manning, Arch Manning was gonna be that guy. He wasn't that guy to the end, you know what I'm saying, when he got his got comfortable. So it's like to me it was just chaotic. That's what I
Okay.
would call it. Just chaotic. Yeah.
Um, I would say if I could, if it was a TV, if it was a reality TV show, what would I call it? Hmm, probably like Madhouse or something because so much occurred. I mean, yeah, it would definitely be Madhouse and yeah, definitely be Madhouse. Also, I had a secondary thing. Give me one headline, or you can give me one headline, or this changed everything moment as well.
I mean, Indiana goes undefeated after beating Ohio State.
Yeah,
I
I would.
mean,
Uh,
that was the headline for the thing. Like, I mean,
mhm,
we didn't think that Indiana was going to be this great.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? We didn't think that Indiana was going to beat Ohio State. We
right.
didn't think that they were going to win the championship. They went
Mhm,
undefeated. You know, they beat Penn State by a toe tap. Like, you know what I'm saying? All them tremendous catch. Like, I
right.
mean, literally, I would have never thought in my all my years of playing, playing and watching and being a fan of college football that Indiana would have won a championship and went undefeated and become the first team to go undefeated in the new playoff format, 12-team playoff format, which is tough to do. I mean, and they did not have, you can say in regular season they had an easier road, but they definitely beat some pretty solid teams. And then they beat Ohio State, which is the
Mhm.
juggernaut, you know what I'm saying, which was the defending champion. And yeah, I mean, yeah, I did not have that. Yeah, that would have been my headline. Like, if you'd have had that at a headline, I definitely would have been like, ain't no way. And I'm tuning in though. I'm tuning in.
Yeah,
So that would be my headline. Indiana goes undefeated and beats Ohio State and
right.
wins the championship. So
I
yeah,
would have to say for mine, it would have to be, and it falls under more so a how this program shaped up as a whole after this occurred. I would have to go with James Franklin getting fired from Penn State as my headline because when you go on that losing streak that they went on, and then of course the firing happens, but then the team tries to pick up the pieces as much as they can, and then they still fall out of their intentions of making the playoffs. But then you have James Franklin get hired by Virginia Tech, and also could possibly turn things around at Virginia Tech. Because I mean, if you've been watching how things have been going, it's been a few it's been a few stories that I've been reading as far as like the rebranding that they're going through for Virginia Tech.
right.
Like James Franklin is literally turning into a big time what's the word I want to use, a big time like motivate. I mean, he's always been a motivator, but he's going a whole nother direction with this Virginia Tech squad. So I'm really excited to see how it shapes up going into this new season, the 2026 season. Um, yeah, I'm looking to see how this whole rebranding has been going and how it's been looking. But yeah, I would definitely go James Franklin getting
Yeah, I
fired
mean
from Penn
that was
State.
some huge. I mean, like I said, chaos because
Yeah,
how many coaches got fired during the season? Like I haven't seen
man.
this many coaches get fired in season. Usually, I see that after season,
Hmm.
and sometimes it may be one or two that get fired in mid season, maybe
Yeah.
three. But God dog, I mean, how many? Like, I mean, see, like every week somebody was on the hot seat, and then the seat caught
Yeah.
on fire, and they was out of there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, I mean, I agree that that was some big news, and with Virginia Tech, I mean, I don't think it's gonna be the first season, but I definitely think that he can turn things around pretty quick. I think next year will be the winning season for him because I mean, it takes some time to establish culture, like. But lucky for him, the pressure is not as great as it is at Penn State. Like, because Virginia Tech hasn't been dominant in a long time,
Right.
Like, they've had good players, they've had good, good wins or whatever. But as far as sustained success, things like that, it's been a while. And so the pressure is not as great. Just like in Indiana for Kurt Signetti, is the pressure is not great. It's just win more than you lose. That's as simple as that. But he took it a step further because he can do it his way because the pressure is not great. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, pressure for Kirby, great. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody took over, like, Bama, that's big pressure. Like, if you don't win a championship or compete for one, you fired. You know what I'm saying? Virginia Tech is like, no, just get us winning. You know what I'm saying? Establish a culture. You know what I'm saying? Let us be a threat in our conference.
Mm.
That's the goal for them. And then, obviously everybody wants to compete for a championship, but it's not as pressing. So, I
Yeah.
mean, I think next year will be the year. Now, if he does it first year, we've seen it done with Kirk, but you know what I'm saying? That's not often the case with a lot of people who like, usually your first year you kind of, you want to get like that 8, 9 win threshold or whatever, maybe 7, or just
Mm.
be better than the year before. And then the next year you come out, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of how Nick Saban did at Bama that first year, you know what I'm saying? It was a roller coaster ride. And the year after, boom. You know what I'm saying? So same thing with Kirby. Like, it started, so yeah, I like this with James Franklin, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
All right. So moving on, we'll go chaos meter. Was this the most unpredictable season of of the playoff era?
yeah, yeah,
Yes, I
absolutely.
can,
For
I
all
can
those
definitely agree
people
with
that
that.
saying that the 12-team playoffs was not going to be as exciting as the 14 playoffs, you can shut up now. You can shut up
For
now.
sure, for sure, absolutely. I think really proved to a lot of people of how much what's the word I want to say? I think it can go as far as saying when you have the true underdog, like that true underdog story that Indiana has had in the past years, like this is what makes college football such a fun sport. You know, we have our opinions about how things can change and how things can be different, but when you have a true story, underdog story like how Indiana has had, you know, literally not having even the stands nearly as full as how they've had in the last two seasons, to having a now coach of the year, you
Twice.
know, twice coach of the year, you know, now leading your program to, you know, having a Heisman winner, having a national championship. It it doesn't get much better than that. Like you can't write a better story the way
Absolutely.
Indiana's had. You know what I'm saying? So I think that yes, not only was this the most unpredictable season, but also just the amount of man, like you could not, yeah, you couldn't predict a better outcome for a
Right.
team that has been needing it for a
Right.
for some
Right.
time,
Right.
for
And
some
hasn't
time.
been knocking on the door either. Like it
Mm-mm,
was
mm-mm.
they wasn't even on the same lot. Like they're
I
not
don't,
even in
and
the same neighborhood.
right, and it's funny. I don't even think they knocked on the door. They kicked that down.
Oh
You know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
for sure.
They
This year,
kicked it
yeah.
down, and that's how you want. Like I especially love when teams like this, like Indiana, you know, a few years ago, people wouldn't be saying, "Yeah, you know, I'm going to play at Indiana," if they weren't getting recruited. That just puts more money into the program. That brings a lot of big name stars back to the program or into the program. So you know, I mean, you don't want it to be like one of those once in a while things. You keep building on it. You keep
Right.
progressing. Hey, go
Right.
for it again. You know, don't get stagnant with this. You know, and that's what a
Right.
lot of teams. That's what happens to a lot of teams who do end up winning a championship. You know, in the seasons after they get stagnant, they get complacent, they get, you know, oh well, you know,
Yeah.
we can't do the same thing over and over. Yeah, you can put the money down and see what comes out of your program. You just gotta. I mean, again, we're in the NIL era, so you're gonna have to put some money up. So, yeah, if they want to do it again, I think they can. It's just
Yeah,
gonna
I
have to
mean they have the
yeah,
right
for the
coach.
right
I mean,
price.
yeah. I mean, not even the right price, honestly. If you want to think about it, they had no 5 stars.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah, true. That's very
they
true.
had no
Yeah,
5 stars. So to me,
yeah,
that just proves the point of it don't matter what stars you get. You go to the right
mhm,
program with the right situation and the right coach, and have the right people around you. That's what it is. Like, what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Like, cause who's making these 5 star? Like, who's saying that guy's a 5 star recruit? Like, are we factoring in that he's playing scrubs when he's in high school, or
right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that all 5 stars are like that. Like, some 5 star, a lot of 5 stars deserve that. But when they get to college, a lot of these 5 stars just fall in the cracks. Like, yeah, he's good, but there's another person on the other side that's just as good. Like Ryan Williams, he's good, but you
Yeah,
got you got Bernard on the other side. You know what I'm saying? That's just as good. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he burst on the scene and then fell off. Now I mean I don't know. What the deal with that was. Could be something in his personal life. I don't know. But I'm just saying. You get the right people, the right skill sets with the right, mentality all together. That's what it's about. Like
mhm,
assembling the right team, not just the money team. You're gonna put money up. That's a given in today's era. That's
right.
point blank period. But you just go get the right pieces, not just don't just follow a name because they're a 5 star, they're a superstar in high school. Like,
Yeah,
what does it look like on film? Does he fit the scheme? Does he fit, with, what y'all are trying to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, prime example, Malachi Tony for Miami. Heck of a player. But he fits what they do very well. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, and I think with last year, Beck fit what they did, they needed. They didn't need somebody at that time to do everything. They just needed somebody to not make the big mistake, but he ended up making the big mistake. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So up until that point, he was doing good. So I'm just saying, I think Indiana be fine because they have the right coach. They have
Yeah.
the right coach, and he
Yeah.
he ain't he ain't the flashiest. He's Nick Saban-esque. Like he's putting in the work. He's mad when they winning. You know what I'm saying? Until the game clock hits zero. Like, you know what I'm saying? He got the same face, but when the clock hits zero, they finally win. Okay, that's when the smiles can
Yeah.
come. You
I ain't
know.
gonna lie. This season when I used to see that, bro, I was like, dang man, that brother got to be constipated. You know what I'm saying? Like, but no, it wasn't. It wasn't constipation. He wasn't. It wasn't gas. He was just like, hey, I gotta make sure my guys know, like, I'm not satisfied until, like you said, the clock hits 000. Like, I'm not satisfied. I don't care what the score says. I'm not content until it's a W and the clock is 000 in the fourth. So
Right.
yeah, I can respect that as a coach and
Right.
as a motivator, as someone who genuinely wants to bring out the best in his team. You gotta, man. You can't be dunking a basketball every time you score on the sidelines. You can't, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't do all this entertainment stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you want some real dogs, real killers out there, man, you got to take the Kirk Cincinnati approach with it. Let them
Yeah.
know, hey, we ain't friends. We not friends until after we get a W, man. Like let's put a W in the column first, and we
Right.
can be the best of friends. The entire next week for until it's time to have another game. But yeah,
Right.
I can respect that. I think a lot of coaches should take that initiative and that mentality because too many people, too many coaches have put their programs into a you know thinking that this is a opportunity to be the next social media trend.
Right.
I don't want to see social media trends. I want to see real gridiron football. I want to see how a team comes together in adversity. I want to see how a team comes together when their backs are against the wall. I want to see how a team comes together when they're down and, like, what I'm saying, like, down, who knows, 48-25. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see how teams turn things around. I could care less about how flashy this kid is coming into their tunnel walk at the beginning of the game. I don't want to see that. I don't care about that. That's not.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah.
That's not. I don't. I don't. No.
Yeah. Because we
Yeah.
we saw we saw somebody that wasn't flashy win the Heisman. Like
Exactly.
his numbers weren't flashy. He just went out and won. Like, because I mean, he
Yeah.
only had, what I'm saying, he didn't have over 3,000 yards passing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He didn't have, you know, I think he had moments, great moments.
Hmm.
And to me, his Heisman moment came after he won the Heisman, which was when he was in the national championship and took it upon himself to, do that quarterback draw, you know, and fought for
Right.
those extra yards. That was a Heisman moment to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, throughout the season, I mean, he didn't have crazy numbers. Like he didn't have numbers that, like, if you would have took the name off of it, took the team off of it, and just put that stat on there, you wouldn't have said, "Hey, that's my Heisman guy." You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? That's the guy that won the Heisman. But if you watched it, you saw that he wasn't flashy. He just made the right plays, the right read, and they were winning. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? That's what it's about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Had they had a losing season, he wouldn't even have been in the conversation. But they
Right.
won. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, Flash is cool if it's entertaining. I mean, which football is, entertainment. You know, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, it got to be about ball. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? The celebrations is cool, but me, it ain't nobody gonna remember it if you end up losing. You know what I'm saying, 39-7. Okay, you celebrated in the end zone, but you got spanked. So you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So yeah, yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you on that.
Yeah. Yeah. I can definitely get behind that. I can get behind that. All right, so let's do a defining things of the season. Would you say this season was a defensive resurgence or an offensive explosion of things? A defensive resurgence or offensive explosion?
I think it was a balance of both.
Mm.
I think it's been a while for me, at least, you know what I'm saying, to see close games throughout the whole season. Like, there were some blowouts, obviously, but for the most part, when teams played each other, you know what I'm saying, that were worthy opponents, it was closer games, than in the past. Like, I mean, when we were coming up, Bama would blow out somebody 50 something to 0, 39 to
Mm.
0, or Georgia would, blow out somebody, whatever. But I think defense has been better. Like, how the cornerback position is getting the love that it's supposed to, and defense is starting to come back.
Mm.
Offense has definitely been explosive. I think it's a balance of both now. Because at one
Yeah.
point, early 2000s, it was all defense. You know what I'm saying? Like how you won was with a dominant defense, and the offense just managed the game. You know, and then now, then it went to offense was just everything. Like, you
Yeah.
know, you have a big time passing games and stuff like that. And I think now it's kind of balancing. Like, you having teams with good defenses and good offenses. I think now it's just a balance of everything. I think
Yeah.
it's
I,
like, yeah, good.
no, I'm saying I can see that because if you were looking for like as far as offensive goes, if you were looking for to see like a Ole Miss type of offense, like when Jackson Dart was still playing, you probably were looking in the wrong place because realistically, the best offense that was in college football this year was North Texas, and second behind North Texas was Indiana. So if you because I think their quarterback, I remember it vividly. He threw like I want to say it was one game where he threw almost like 600 yards. I can't remember which game it was, but I do remember I was I was with my girlfriend and I texted you about it. And I just sent you his stat line. It was the hold on, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, he did throw over 600 yards. It was against Charlotte. It was on November 1st. He threw 600 yards. So when you have a quarterback like that, who's a real gunslinger, like that makes the games exciting. That makes your offense look good.
Yeah,
But as far as if you thought you were going to see it like for a team that actually has that gets a lot of screen time, like our premier like P4 P5 teams, you would have seen it in Indiana. That would have been the second team. But as far as for the defense goes, I would have to say like Texas Tech. So I really wouldn't want to put a offensive um a defensive resurgence versus an offensive explosion because I would say yeah, like you said, it was a balance. It was a healthy balance, but you would just have to be a real fan and checking it out on all scopes if you really
right,
wanted to
right,
see it,
right, right.
because it wasn't just in one conference. It was in multiple conferences. It was
Yeah,
in
across the
yeah, it was
board. Like,
across the board. So
like,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so I mean, like with Miami, you know what I'm saying? Their defense was good. You know what I'm saying? Their offense, wasn't great, but they were good. They could make plays. You know what I'm saying? I think offensively, what Miami's problem was they weren't creative enough to me. It's only so many times. Like, everybody knows where the ball is going. Like,
Mhm.
Malachi Tony's gonna touch it just as much as anybody. But they weren't. To me, they weren't creative. They weren't creative enough in
Yeah.
their route trees for the passes, and scheming for the run game. You know what I'm saying? I think they abandoned the run game too soon, whatever. But their offense was good. Like, I mean, they had some, especially at the beginning of the season. My God,
Yeah.
I I think we saw one of the best catches we saw last year was from Miami with the one hand catch into the end zone.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. I just remember his number 7. I actually got the picture, about to put it on the wall. But but yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? I think, like, and even with Indiana, they were balanced. Like, their defense was good, offense was good. I mean, the numbers might not be super crazy or whatever, but they were good. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what you need. I guess you need a defense to win championships, and the reason that people say that is because that's who makes stops, like key stops. It's not the defense being dominant all game, like, but you make stops. Like, you make stops in key moments. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, like for instance, the offense will score 35 points and the team is driving down the field, you make a stop. The defense stopped them from winning, so they essentially, what I'm saying, stamp the game for you. You know what I'm saying? So the offense sells tickets because ain't nobody coming to watch no DBs and like, I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, I mean, DB is defense. All defensive positions are important, but that's not what fans are coming to see. They're coming to see the Malachi Tonys, the Ryan Williams, the you know what I'm saying, all these guys. Like, they're looking for those type of guys because they make big plays, they make good moves, they make, what I'm saying, tough catches. They're fast, they're shifty. Like, I mean, that's what sells tickets. But I think this year was balanced. I seen them. Everybody that was strong on one side but weak on another side had problems. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then the ones that made it far with that ran into problems in the playoffs. Like, I mean, I can speak about Georgia. I think that, to me, they were strong on the offense for a change than the defense because the defense was not as consistent as it once was. And they started to almost run into problems, but luckily they were just good enough to beat some of the teams that they were running into problems with. But then when they met a team that was equally yoked, which was Ole Miss, that's when it kind of got a little shaky. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna count the Bama game because yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because Georgia should have won that game, but it was stupid play call, not play calling, but stupid decisions by players that changed the entire game. But anyway, but the Ole Miss game, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that the defense wasn't good. I'm not saying that none of that. I'm just saying the offense was better than the defense. You know what I'm saying? And then you had Ole Miss, which was balanced. You know what I'm saying? They, in that game in particular, and they ended up coming out with the win. And then the next game, obviously, we see what happened. But you know, and Miami in that game was balanced as well. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, every team that was very balanced on both sides of the ball in those games, they did well. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? The ones that were better on one side than the other, it was, what I'm saying, they either made it far because of who they played on the schedule, or what I'm saying, they just happened to be better or made one play better than the other. That's, what I'm
Right.
saying. And in the past, it hadn't been like that. Like, it was like if you was dominant on defense and your offense was not that great, you could still win a goddamn football game. You could
Yeah.
still get far. Or if your offense was great and your defense was all right, you still could win a football game. You know what I'm saying, in college. But now it's kind of, because NIL, because like you can kind of pick pieces, and put them
Yeah.
where they need to go. So yeah, I think this year it was great to see, you know, defenses being better, offenses still, doing their thing. So I saw it across all platforms, all conferences, you know. Um. So yeah, I definitely say
Okay.
balance.
Okay. 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 Um. Mm, okay. I will. I will. I will. I will get behind that. That's what I was going to say. I'll get behind that. Um. I do want to ask you this. And then we'll hop into the next portion of what we're going to discuss. What would you say about the coaching aggression as far as up tempo or scheme sets and shifts and did you see a lot of you know fourth down calls as far as going for it on fourth down? Like, do you feel like you saw a lot of that this season?
Um. Some teams were more creative than others.
Yeah.
Um. I mean, everybody hate like. Hey, for one thing, I think everybody hates the screen, but when the screen works, it is a thing of beauty. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I think, to me, I think the screen is one of the most sneaky plays in college football because it's an extension of the run game, but you get your fastest player out in space where they don't have to go straight into reading a block where it's crowded or anything. You're in space. You got a one-on-one block. So yeah, because I mean Miami used the screens a lot, and they use screen extensions with Malachi Tony, so they would screen him and he'd go across the middle. It almost like a slant, but it was a screen. Um, and a lot of times he scored. About 9 times out of 10, he scored on that mode. Didn't matter where he was at.
Mhm.
But you know, what I'm saying Georgia used a lot of that with God dog with Zachariah
Zachariah
Branch.
Brandt. Yeah.
Yeah, and as much as people want to say that they just used him as a screen guy, but I mean every time he got a screen, he got a first down. Like I mean, he was averaging like what 10 yards a catch on those screens. I mean, so obviously they work. Um, but it's just timing. I think it was a lot more creativity. I saw a lot of creative. I won't say more, but it was a lot of creativity with how offenses schemed.
Mhm.
And then it was also a lot of creativity in how defenses, like what Ohio State did with Arch, like disguising the defenses. I think, like I said, across the board, I just think everything was just dope. It just was chaotic because what I'm saying, like a team could get hot and then they look something like completely different. Like what I'm
Mhm.
saying, like Bama got hot for a minute and then it was a completely different team, and then you know Georgia was hot. What I'm saying, coming out the gate, and then they lost, and then it was kind of like a roller coaster, but they still were winning, and
Mhm.
then it's kind of like a plateau almost. So it's like okay, well they're good, but they haven't. They to me Georgia never like fully became into their potential. Like they didn't like they have the Georgia team that came out this past year had potential to be great. It's because everything on the offense was clear. You had all the stars, you had all the names. I just think that it didn't it didn't formulate on game day as far as like them being dominant every week
Mhm.
like we used to. Because I definitely think that Georgia team was talented. But
Yeah.
I mean, the scheming was great. I think people are going for it more on fourth down now, just because why not? Like if you know what I'm saying, like if you catch them off guard, that's how you get a fourth down. That's how you know what I'm saying, execute a fourth down. You catch them off guard when they don't think you're gonna go for it.
Mhm.
Like just like an onside kick, when you kick an onside kick, when you kick it and they expect it, you don't get it. When you kicked it
Right.
and they not expecting it and you kick it right, you know what I'm saying? Like you're more inclined to get it. But yeah, I mean, I think everything about this season was dope. I'm excited to see where the next season goes. I mean, with all the transfers and everything. So
Yeah. Okay. Cool. 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 I would say for me, um, yeah, I will say I did see a lot of coaches or offensive coordinators that tried to get a little creative from really I would say I saw both offense and defense try to get creative, with their play sets and schemes and stuff. Um Now were they effective? On some they were, some were. Of course, one person I will say in particular who is always going to try to go for it on fourth down will probably be Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin does not believe in fourth downs. But yeah, I think I saw a good amount of it. I would definitely love to see more going into the 26 season, which is going to be, I think, great to see. So yeah, I'm excited to see what the new season has to offer from, different coordinators going to different programs and different, you know, skill sets coming into the mix as well. So yeah, it should bring more versatility and more creativeness to the table as well. So yeah. Yeah, I think it was a fun mix for sure. Next one would be, I think this one is going to really um this one is something that we talked about a lot during the season as well, and we talked about it a little bit during playoffs. Did rest hurt or help teams in the post season?
Well, see, that's a tricky one because
Mm-hmm.
I can't. The referee, the officiating at times was putrid. Like, there's no secret. You know what I'm saying? But I can't. I mean, that's part of the game. Like, like we can sit here and talk about refs all day long, right? But they literally are in action and having
No.
to make a call
I'm
on
sorry.
the
Hold on.
dime.
I'm gonna stop you. I said rest, not refs. Rest. Rest.
Oh, like sleep.
Yes.
Oh, oh, I thought you talking about refs.
Like sleep. Yes. Like nap.
Oh, oh, oh. Well, night night. Okay, all right. Like, oh, so you saying like how in the playoffs? So like,
Yeah. Yeah. Like the
oh,
time
okay,
that
okay.
the
I
off
think
the off
yeah,
season.
okay. Cause
Yeah.
I've been to go down a rabbit hole, boy. Oh wow, ooh, I'm finna be resting on
Ah.
that topic for real.
No, rest. Rest.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, yeah, bro. As it pertains to the playoffs,
Yeah.
I think they get the bye week teams get entirely too much rest.
Yes.
In my opinion. You know, yeah, they can say that Indiana, they won after having all that rest, but I'm like, that's still bad percentage. Like, there's only there's 12 team playoffs, and this extended rest period for the teams that win that conference has been for 2 years, and there's only one team that has won. So that's still now. And I can see if only one team lost, then you can say, hey, well, I don't think the rest is the problem. The rest is the problem. Like you get dang near a month and a half of chill time. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you just like you know what I'm saying with no like practice is cool. Like you can make practices intense, but it's different when you every week you're playing and you're scouting for somebody because it's a mental thing. Like you know what I'm saying? Like there's a reason why a bye week is only 1 week. Like you know what I'm saying? Because if I think that you want to play football continuously playing it, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to rest until that one bye week. You get to recover and then come back. Not 4 or 5 weeks. That's a month off of football. Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, just imagine you take a month off of your job. You go on vacation. When you come back, you think your mind is in work mode. Heck no, it's gonna take you some time. But but in a regular workforce, you got time to get your mind together. Football, if your mind ain't in it by the by the second quarter, and the other team mind is, and they don't went up, the score done went up on you. Now you playing catch up. You know what I'm saying? And it could be too late. You see, we saw that with Georgia and Ole Miss. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it just wasn't like it got explosive, and Georgia almost pulled it out. But Ole Miss, they was consistently hitting them in the mouth. Like you know what I'm saying? It to me, especially the second half. You saw a different team in the defense. The offense did all that it could. I mean, I'm just being honest. But I think you need a rest but not a goddamn month. Like, I mean, like, what are we doing here? Like, I mean, yeah, I mean, you get people back or whatever, but god dog, your whole team is in chill mode. Like, you have to turn your brain back on, saying, "Oh, I got a game next week." That's why during the regular season, you don't like first week you see the rust. Second week the rust falls off. Every week you kind of see the trending upward for the most part, or whatever for most teams, because every week you're playing at game speed and you're scouting and you're going out and practicing these things, and then you got a week of doing that, and then you got a game, so your body and your mind is prepared for football. Like you know what I'm saying, you're engaged in it. Like basketball play 81 games. You know what I'm saying? And college basketball play 30 or so or whatever. They don't get no full week, 2 week, you know what I'm saying? Like you go, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm just saying, like you got a 1-2 week thing maybe for football. I know football is more violent than basketball, but I don't think no month. 2 weeks would do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Have some sort of game. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause something. Like I just because it's the proof is in the pudding. Because
Right.
ever since it's been in there, only one team has made it. Like, made it through. So I think that it should be less time off or whatever, and then you play. Start the playoff games sooner. In my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I have had the same conversation with numerous people, and they said the same thing. Like, there is no reason why the season should be ending dang near in the middle of January. Like, realistically, if you want to do it the right way, but also keep everybody in the same playing field and keep everybody with this, kind of almost the same energy and having somewhat of possibly a full roster. You might have a few injuries there. You got to end it maybe around New Year's. Realistically, you got to keep it within that New Year's mark. Like, maybe a few days after New Year's, maybe like on the 4th, probably cool. But for us to be still playing football like mid January, that's not good. And I'm only saying that because of, again, the length of time that you're having with these off days. Until you play your next, until you play your next opponent in the playoffs, it's crazy. It's insane, and it's really not even it's not even needed. It's too much. It's too much time. It's too much time off. It's way too
Right,
much
because
time.
there's only so much practicing you could do full speed.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a scouting report, yeah, you can read the report and see what they do, but until you get out there and play, like,
Mhm.
yeah, you can see them line up and say, okay, that's familiar. Okay, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That was on the report. I saw that on the. But but when they switch things up, it's different. Like, when you're coming off bye week, you just your mind is in rest mode, literally. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're trying to get back. Like, a month. That's crazy.
Mhm.
That's crazy. Like, most people quit their job after taking a month off of work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because when they come back, like, it's like, dog, I gotta do this mug again. What? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my mind together. You get your mind together about midway through the day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah.
all right, cool. You back on the road. But more in football, by that time, it's over with. Like, once you get
Right.
down, it's hard to make that comeback, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen it a lot, especially when you're playing opponents that have equal talent, or at
Right.
least close to equal talent. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you got, I mean, when you coming off like, you coming off a month of being rested, you playing, you Georgia playing Charlotte or something. Okay, cool, bro. Like, I mean, like, your fastest person running 4.2, 4.3. Your second fastest is about the same. You know what I'm saying? They fastest person might run a 4.5, 4.6, 4.4, whatever. So it's like, okay, yeah, we gotta play, but, you know what I'm saying? We can get down on them and then come back, and, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but when you playing people that's at your level, and they have been playing, they got momentum from the last win, and then, you know they bought it because everybody want to talk about fresh. You know what I'm saying? You come off bye week, you fresh. Now, to me, when you playing constantly, you're fresh. As long as you're not hurt, you're fresh because your
Mhm.
body is engaged, is prepared for battle. It's prepared
Right.
to go into grind mode. When you ain't been playing, you ain't fresh. Your body's not tired, but your body hasn't been playing. So you got to get that step back. Like, this is almost like coming off an injury. When you come back off an injury, like, you scared to put that weight on that foot. You scared to make that cut. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
if you've been playing, it's rapid. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
less time for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Did you see a lot of physicality, more physicality, in the later rounds rather than like, kind of like how we first saw with the first couple of games, like your first round games? Do you think it was what do you feel played a part, if there was more physicality that you saw? What do you think actually played a part? Was it
Well,
the depth,
well,
or was it fatigue?
Oh, I think it was more. I think obviously, whenever you get into a playoff atmosphere, regardless basketball, football, no matter, the level of intensity grows because everything's on the line. Regular season, I mean, yeah, it's dope to be physical, but you ain't, you know what I'm saying? You lose a game, okay, cool. Just win the next. You just win out, whatever. But playoffs, we just want to go home. So beginning of the playoffs, I think it was very lackadaisical. Just because of the matchups. You know, I mean, yeah, he had some good games, but the matchups were just odd. I'll say that.
Yeah,
But as you went on, you got better matchups. Like Georgia Ole Miss game, I thought that was a very physical game. I thought that was a very um life on the line, fighting for your life type of game because Ole Miss left everything on the field. I think Georgia left everything on the field. I just think Ole Miss capitalized more on Georgia's mistakes, um, which was over pursuing the quarterback, letting him run all over the field, finding somebody downfield, and getting first downs and touchdowns, whatever. I think um, Miami got more physical going down the stretch. I think so. Indiana, to me, had they the only team that played the same all the way throughout was Indiana, and it could be because of who they played, whatever. But they kept physicality from the first round to the second round to the championship. They did not play at all. They didn't sleep. They didn't play with Bama. They didn't play with Miami. I think that was a evenly matched game. I mean, it's for the championship. It was better than last year. I say that. I mean, the
mm,
Notre Dame and Ohio State game. But yeah. I mean, um, I think the physicality ratcheted up just because it was the playoffs. Yeah, but first round it was a lot less because of the matchups. I mean, you got a juggernaut going against somebody that's trying to be a juggernaut. You know, 9 times out of 10, the juggernaut's gonna win. Because they have all the pieces.
okay.
Yeah. So
Um, when I say fatigue, and I'm answering for just like for people to have better understanding as well as I'm kind of giving my answer as well. When I say fatigue, I always look at fatigue as like, hey, you putting everything on the line. You pretty much trying to keep punching until you can't punch anymore. And so with you having tired players, and does your depth come into play to continue that aggressiveness and that physicality? You know, if your players that have just gassed themselves out, um, how does that look? How did that look on paper? And I would say it looked. I mean, I would think that in times of crisis, that some of the teams that were able to advance. I mean, it came on the shoulders of the second string guys and third string guys. I mean that those guys are pretty much the guys that, hey, somebody has to pick up the pieces. If my starter gets hurt, I need to be able to depend on somebody, or my guys or my starter is either hurt or gassed out. I need to be able to depend on that second stringer to come in and do damage. And I think we saw that with the whole with Trinidad Chambliss at Ole Miss. I mean, he stepped in and I mean gave it all he could, especially in playoffs is where he shined. So
right.
he for sure, that is one person that comes to mind for
Yeah, but see,
with
he
this.
has a starter mentality. Because I
Right,
mean, if you think about
exactly.
it,
And he was a starter. He was a
he
starter in the
Division Two.
Division 2 level. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
and he won a
um
championship. But
exactly.
he became a starter early in the season, so it's
Yeah.
not like you know you got last 3 4 games of the season you started to go down and you had to
Right.
like it's not a Gunner Stockton situation from last year.
No, it's not. But I will say this: playing coming from North Dakota State or South Dakota State, whichever one it is, North Dakota State, and coming into a program like Ole Miss, especially with all the circumstances that happened, I will definitely give him credit because granted. nobody, and I mean nobody, thought that starter was going to go down to Ole Miss. And so for
Right.
him to step into the role that he did, I will definitely say. I mean, he gave it 110% every game
Right.
for the remainder of the season that he played. So I will definitely say, and I mean, and you're going into a atmosphere of the college football playoffs, which Ole Miss has not been in. So you're going into a different scenario, not like how you've been in, with North Dakota State or anything like that. Like this is where it's like, bro, you mess things up in this playoffs. You might not see the field again. Granted,
Right.
how you played, but no, like Trinidad Chambliss actually balled. Like it's almost like his light shined brighter in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I will definitely give it to him, and for this particular question that we're on right now. He's the perfect example. That's what I'll say. He's the perfect example of physicality for how things played out. Yeah, yeah. Um,
Yeah, you
what
talk
we
about
got?
fatigue. Bama ran into some fatigue, but this week. That's just
Bro,
being honest.
hey, let me tell y'all something. This man does. When I say even as an Auburn fan, right, as you should have Alabama, you just got a true hatred for this team, and I love it. I
No,
love. I
and this,
love.
but I'm a different type of fan. I'm realistic. Like
Yeah.
this whole time, I haven't said nothing about my team. I praise
Right. Right. Right.
Georgia.
Right.
I hate Georgia, but I praise Georgia. Like
Yeah.
I can give praise to good teams, good programs, and if you have a good program and they're playing like poo, I'm gonna tell you they playing like
Right.
poo.
Uh-huh.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like for when I said that I didn't think Bama was a championship team, I wasn't hating.
Yeah.
Like they don't look like one. They don't. They have no run game. They have their line is putrid. You know what I'm saying? Your quarterback has to be Jesus when he's a common worker. Like you know what I'm saying? Like uh, he got hot for a minute and then went downhill. So that's fatigue. Like they were. We called it. They were winning by hair. You know what I'm saying? Just did
Yeah.
barely enough to win. They had no run game, and I said they're gonna run out. They're gonna run out of gas. They're gonna find a team. They're gonna play a team that's going to make Ty Simpson work more than he wants to, and they're gonna know because they're passing every time because they have no run game. They're
Mhm.
gonna figure it out, and they figured it out, and they got mollywop. You know what I'm saying?
Who,
So
but who would have thought it would have been to? Now, granted, Indiana was hot. Indiana has been hot all season. But who would have thought it would have been Indiana that
at the
would have?
beginning of the season, I wouldn't have thought that, but
Yeah.
but going into the playoffs, absolutely. I
Hmm.
was shocked Bama got past the first round. If I'm being honest,
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
mean, I'm just being real. Like because they came out flat in that game. You know what I'm saying? And they
Hmm.
like like yeah. Yeah, I mean they were out of that game in the beginning, you know what I'm saying, and then they figured out a way to win it.
Uh-huh.
But they just ran out of gas. That's one of those things like you just barely beating people. Like something got to change, so you can start extending the margin or whatever and being better. But you like, oh, we still winning. We're gonna keep it the same, and then you find somebody that outmatches you and figures you out pretty quick. Now it's like, yeah, we can't win with the same thing, but now it's too late to make the adjustment. Like in-game adjustments are just little tweaks. Like it's not completely abandoning your game plan and going with a whole new game plan or whatever. It's making tweaks. You know what I'm saying? Making tweaks. And if your game plan initially wasn't working, okay, tweak it. Like you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like we not. I mean, and then a lot of times you have one game plan and you have a backup if it's looking like this or whatever. But most of the time, your game plan is your game plan. You just see what they're doing and you tweak it. Like, okay,
Mhm.
your game plan was to come out and pass it. Okay, well just tweak that. We gonna, you know what I'm saying? We gonna hit these screens because the deep passes ain't working. Or we gonna work the run game with. It's just tweaking it. You're not abandoning it. You just maybe putting it off later. You might not be doing stuff as much. But Bama didn't do that. They were one of the most predictable teams in my opinion, and I watched every game. You know what I'm saying? Because my wife is a Bama fan, so I have no choice, unfortunately. So, yeah. So, I watched every game, just like I watched every game with Georgia. I watched every game of my team. Like I seen everywhere where they were good, and I seen everywhere where they were bad. And Bama was running on a high because beginning of the season after they lost, they were the underdog. They had something to prove. Now you're winning. Now you're complacent because now nobody's saying you're the underdog anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but yeah, that's the team that got fatigued to me.
Okay.
I don't think Ole Miss got fatigued. I just think they got beat. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um. Yeah. Well, except that
Okay.
one player on Ole Miss that kept got there and falling out and being tired. The defensive lineman. Yeah. Him.
Yeah.
He need to get in the gym. I forget his name, but if you watched any of the Ole Miss games in the playoffs, that joker was gasping for air.
Oh my God.
I'm
Well,
so serious.
that's why we also said, hey, if you want to keep these guys, there's no reason why you should be getting gas, especially with the time off that they
Conditioning, conditioning, conditioning,
had. Hmm.
conditioning. That's
Yeah.
that. You
Yeah.
should be running forever while the
Hmm.
season is going on. I mean, out of breath. Like, I mean, I know you carry more weight, but you gotta, bruh, go get you an oxygen
That's
mask or a
crazy.
helium pump or something. You
That's
know what I'm
crazy.
saying?
That's
Get you some air. Don't be showing it on the field.
right. Right.
Cause if you tired, if I see you tired, I'm going straight at you every time.
You're right.
I don't care. Like, I don't care. And every time I've called it, it's happened. Like, what was that? When Bama played Georgia that year where Jalen Milroe was there, and
Mm.
I said they gonna go right at that DB. You know what I'm saying? And they sure went at him, and he picked it. I called it every time. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? You go at the newbies. You go at the people that's tired because you
Yeah.
think that's a weak point. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So yeah,
Agree.
yeah.
Were we satisfied with Indiana's path to in the
Who
playoffs?
cares, bro? They won the games that was in front of them, bro. Like, I mean,
Mm.
I hate that we talk about this. Yes, we want to see more matchups with the big programs. Like, I definitely want to see a Georgia Ohio State regular season game. I don't care. I want to see that
Yeah.
because that's what if you're gonna say you the best. If like, I don't want to see bowl game conference. I don't want to see that. I want to see regular season. You line up, Georgia line up against Ohio State, just like Ohio State line up against Texas. Like that is beautiful. Like you know what I'm saying. That's what we want to see. We want to see these top 10 teams play each other regular season. Like they ducking the smoke. Everybody ducking the smoke. Like you know what I'm saying because to me, it's a win-win. Because even if you lose it, they can say, "Oh, well, you lost to number 5 team," and it builds your strength. And then if you win
Yeah.
out, you potentially got a chance to play this team again in the playoffs, and then make it
Right.
even sweeter. Like,
Yeah. And I can say that because also there's many times like even in the preseason where we'll see schedules and we'll say, oh yeah, this team should be projected to make playoffs or this team should be projected to win, and things happen. Like we
right,
said, Penn
right.
State was supposed to make it. We
For
said
one, for
Clemson.
one,
I said Clemson was supposed to make it. I
pre
said
pre
Texas.
the preseason polls when you come out, you're just guessing.
Yeah.
You're just guessing based off of who's returning and who was picked up that this
Mhm.
team is the number 1 team in the country. You know what I'm saying? And with the strength of schedule, you're just saying that this team last year was bad. They got some pieces, but I don't think they're gonna be good. And then they end up being good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't like I don't look at it. You play the games that's placed in front of you. You want
Right.
they can't help that they in that conference. I mean they can, but that's what conference they in.
Mhm.
They won their conference games. Like I mean,
Right.
that's the whole goal. Like, so if we gonna say Indiana's path was not strong, then we gonna talk about Ohio State not playing a lot of great teams. Like, you know what I'm saying? Are we gonna talk about what I'm saying? We gonna say, well, I'm an SEC guy all day long, but we gonna say that the teams that Georgia's had to play outside of a couple teams were solid. No, they won the games that was in front of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just how it goes. They're in the SEC, and part of the SEC is weak, and some of the part of the SEC is strong. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like You play the game that's in front of you. You went out, you go playoffs. Point blank, period. Like schedule. I mean, you can schedule. I want to see more matchups with the top 10 teams, but whatever's in front of you, that's what you win. Like I mean, this is point blank, period. Like I hate when people try to discredit the championships because we're regular season, but they ain't play nobody. But they played in the playoffs. They beat the teams that was in the playoffs, and everybody in the playoffs is ranked. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? Who cares about all that stuff? Like, you know, you game plan for a good team, you know what I'm saying? You don't take it for granted, you execute, you keep on running, you win. Like, I mean, that's just, you know, like let's stop talking about that because it's a guess. Like, it's this the end of the day is a guess. Like, if you think about it, like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Bama probably gonna beat Georgia. Bit, we don't know. We just guessing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Bama won the first time. Oh, bro, but they barely won. Georgia, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Georgia probably gonna lose again. Well, they didn't. We just guessing at the end of
Yeah.
the day. Like, we don't know. Like,
This is something you're really passionate about. I like that. I like
nah,
that.
yeah, because I just like, I like good football, and I hate people
Yeah.
not getting credit for what. It's hard to win a championship regardless of what your schedule is. Because
Right.
to win a championship, either you got to stay healthy or you got to have a great backup and a great backup for that backup. Then you have to, you know what I'm saying, win out your schedule. Then, you know, at one point in college football, if you weren't winning by a lot, which is stupid to me, like if you weren't beating teams you were supposed to beat by a lot, you would drop. So I just hate that, you know what I'm saying, when people discredit the work that goes into it. Indiana beat everybody that was in front of them and then beat everybody in the playoffs, regardless of what they path was. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I gotta give credit. Just like Miami, same thing. You can say they play harder teams or whatever, but they lost 2 games to teams that they were supposed to beat. They beat teams that they were that were ranked, but then they lost to 2 teams that they were supposed to obliterate. Like so, it's a guess. You don't never know. Like you know what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah. Yeah. We don't know. I think that you just should play whatever's put on your schedule. Absolutely, but I definitely also in the same breath, I definitely think there should be more top 10 matchups with the teams and like I definitely think Texas Ohio State playing each other, Georgia Ohio State playing each other, like all these big Oregon playing, you know what I'm saying? Like I like when Oregon plays Georgia. I love that because that then you can really say, okay, yeah, SEC better than this, or Georgia's better than this, like, or Oregon's better than this, or whatever, because they
Yeah.
played regular season. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Now you have a better scope of the playoffs because
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying. We've seen these matchups, you know, but it's not going to happen because Georgia's not playing Ohio State regular season. They're not playing those teams,
Mhm.
you know, because it can. I just think it only can help you, even if you lose. They're gonna say, okay, it's first game. Like Bama, Bama lost Florida State. Everybody forgot about that by the fourth week.
Mhm.
They were talking about it, but they're like, okay, well, we went in, and then Florida State fell off the face of the earth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, does it really matter what you rank?
Right.
And especially in the beginning of the season? Like, let's go out there and play some goddamn good football, bro. Stop worrying about the
Just go out there.
daggone.
Just go out there and hit somebody.
Yeah, yeah. You see a body, hit a body. I don't care if the ref in the way or not. God damn it.
Take the ref out
Yeah,
too.
take his hat off too. He got a hat on. He got a hat on.
Right. Right.
Hey, he in the field, he get hit. You in the way, you getting hit. I mean, that
Right.
goddamn shit. Man, look, bump all that ranking stuff. You just play
Yeah.
like a dog. You won't have to worry about it because you're gonna be top 25 anyway. Just saying.
I feel that. I feel that.
It's
So,
good banter. It's good to talk about or whatever. But
yeah.
I ain't gonna take nobody discrediting nobody for winning the championship for their path. Heck no,
Yeah.
that's just like saying
I.
that. Before I
Yeah.
go, that's just like when people like not to take it away from college football, but comparison. That's just like saying that Golden State didn't earn their first championship because all the Cleveland Cavaliers that was worth something got hurt. No, they earned it. And
Mhm.
then that's just like them saying that the Cleveland Cavaliers shouldn't have won it because Draymond was hurt. No, they won that. Like, what are we talking about? It's the same thing. But anyway, go
Yeah.
ahead.
I got you. I can get. Listen, that sounds like something that's definitely has grinded your gears as
Oh
of
yeah,
late,
all day long.
and you've been sitting on that one. So I'm glad I was able to get that one out of you for sure because you it sounds like you've been waiting for somebody to ask you that one.
Yeah,
All right, so let's kind of jump into a little bit of foreshadowing, a little bit of prediction making. Just kind of talk about some things going into a new football season now. So, what current position battle would you say will define this upcoming season at any program, anyone you could think of? What current position battle will define this season?
I think a couple of them. I think,
Okay.
but it's all most important position in college football. Well, period is quarterback.
Yep.
I think I got a couple teams, but the one in
Okay.
particular that stands out, Bama, their
Yep.
quarterback position and their
Mm.
running back position. Those two. Those
Okay.
two are going to shape and the receiver. So really, their whole offense,
Yeah.
honestly, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But it's definitely the quarterback and running back position for Bama.
Mm.
For Auburn, I ain't talked about my boys all day. Their
Yeah.
quarterback position, absolutely, because we have a new quarterback, have new receivers, new coaching. That's a key turning point. We've upgraded, in my opinion, but we won't know until they play.
Yeah.
Um, and then also for Miami, their quarterback position. You know, you don't have Beck. You know that
Mm.
veteran leadership that you had. You know what I'm saying. Even though you know what I'm saying toward the end of that national championship, he threw a bad pass, but that's veteran leadership that got them to that point.
Right.
Um, Now they have somebody with a whole different approach to the game, so whole different style of play. So I think that's going to be important, but I think they'll be fine. But I just definitely think we won't know until they play. Like on paper, everything looks good. We just got to see
Mm.
how. And I think for Texas, Arch has got to be great. He's got help now. He's got more receivers now. You know what I'm saying? This is his second year starting. This should be the year that we thought we was gonna get last year because he caught fire at the end. Like the last 4 or 5 games, he really started to show why he was hyped like he was because he was playing great football.
Mm.
Um, so them, and then for Ohio State, I don't think it's much that they got to do. They just
Mm.
got to fit. But I think the biggest battle again is the quarterback. Like you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
because he folded at the end. You know what I'm saying. He relied on a lot of his talent, like like a lot of the talent that he had around him, not his talent.
Yeah.
So I think that he's got to be better if that's going to be the starter next year. If not, it's a bigger battle. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, but everywhere starts with the quarterback. I think a lot of quarterbacks transferred and things like that, but I think that's it's the most important thing. And even with LSU has a whole new team, whole new coach, whole new
Mhm.
vibe. So you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. I agree. I
Yeah,
agree for sure. I so it's realistically, I would say you bring up a good point, especially with the text one. I mean, I know Arch has pretty much solidified his position, and he's a starter. But I genuinely would say, hey, I mean, we could see instance, God forbid, we could say instance where another Ole Miss happens, and you bring in freshman QB Dye Bell for Texas, and he balls out, and now he's the starter for the rest of the season. So, could that be a position battle that defines it? Maybe it possibly could. I mean, anything can happen, and with the unpredictability factor of what college football looks like now, who knows? But there's also, excuse me, a position battle of where two starters are now at a new program with Virginia. I mean, you got former Mizzou quarterback Bo Pabula. and then you got former Pitt quarterback Eli Holstein now at Virginia. So those are two guys who really balled out for both of their teams, and they're now in a whole new environment in the ACC. Well, both. I mean, Eli isn't because he was at Pitt, but I'm just saying, like, both were starters. Both literally led programs, so it's going to be interesting.
Right. I think
So
everybody everywhere is nothing to me. No team coming into this season, no team is set in stone. Like to me, like I mean, you can guess all you want to, but I think if you really look at it, like we don't know. Like this is the first time for me that I've gone into a college football season. Like yeah, I mean, the Natty's up for grabs right now. Like
yeah,
nobody on my radar. Like last year, I thought I'm like Ohio State pretty much got. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that came back, they had all the pieces. And up until Indiana, they were that team. You know. So, you know what I'm saying? So I think but this time I just think like Texas looks like they could be good this year. This upcoming year.
mm-hmm.
Georgia, obviously, you know what I'm saying, is going to be good this upcoming year. You know, Ohio State is going to be looking for some revenge. Now you got to throw Indiana in there now. You got to throw Miami in there now because they still got a lot of the pieces that they had, plus adding, you know, that new quarterback. Um, yeah, I mean, Notre Dame still got to keep them in that conversation, even though you know they're going to eventually shit the bed, like you know, like they normally do. But you still got to put them in that conversation, and then you have
Yeah,
to put, and then you got to throw Ole Miss in there because you know
right.
they got Chambliss back, and they have a backup. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty goddamn fast, if you must ask me.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah. So I mean, it's kind of up for grabs. Like I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't. I just it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be an interesting season because I mean
yeah,
I don't see nobody right now from what I see on paper is just like head over heels above the rest. Like you know what I'm saying. I think everybody right now is like okay, we got to see them play. Like you
yeah,
got a lot of returning starters. You know what I'm saying, but those starters lose pieces. Like Georgia, I think Zachariah Branch declared. Did he
yeah.
declare?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you losing that piece, and that was a good safety valve on third and long because he would
Mm-hmm.
get 10 yards on the screenplay. So that's
Right.
gonna be a challenge for Gunnar Stockton. You know, see how they replace that piece. You know, who steps up for that locker room.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you got Texas adding Cam Coleman, which is a big piece. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
how's that gonna look? You know,
Not
um,
only, not only, not only him, but they got Hollywood Smothers from NC State, the
right,
running
and then
back.
they
So
still got your boy back from last year.
yeah.
Right.
Um,
I can't think of
I,
his
I
name, but he was the
I
only
want to
player
say
that
he
they had.
transferred. They got rid of. I know they definitely like offloaded a lot of running backs. Like a lot of them like transferred. So uh, if
He's
we
the
talking about same
receiver.
dude,
The
if we talking
receiver.
about same, receiver
Yeah.
who
The only receiver
Baba
they had that was doing something last year consistently.
for Texas?
Yes. There's only one.
Right, right. Right. It feels like it. Dang.
I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Um, Not. Oh, you. Oh, I know you're talking about. He got drafted. If you talking about who I think you're talking about, he got drafted last
He,
year.
no, he played this past year.
Did he?
Yes, bro.
Really? You sure?
Yeah, it was only one receiver that Arch been throwing to that was consistent all season for them.
Hold on, cause I'm interested. Hold on, what are you talking about? Not Wingo. Was
Wingo,
Ryan Wingo?
Wingo, Wingo. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the only one from last year that was
Yeah.
consistent. Like that was
Yeah.
Arch's
Okay.
go to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got
Okay.
Wingo, Cam Coleman, and the guy that you named.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah,
and the
see,
running back you were talking about was Wisner. Yeah.
yeah, no, not
Wisner.
Wiseman. I'm talking about receivers. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I thought you were talking about running back too. You
Now I was
said the
talking
running
about
back.
the receivers. Cause I was talking
Oh,
about
okay,
Cam
okay, okay,
Coleman and stuff.
okay.
Yeah, that's why I was
Got you.
saying.
Okay,
I just couldn't
okay.
think of his name. Wingo, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so so they got all those pieces. Like Texas, you know what I'm saying? Gave Art some help. And Cam Coleman is, as an Auburn fan, I mean, I hate to see him go, but good God, that joker's a
Yeah.
beast. You
Yeah.
know. And so then you got that, and then I mean, like obviously Ole Miss with the pieces that they still have. Now you got to factor in LSU too, because we don't know what LSU is going to look like, because they got a good quarterback. They got Lane at the helm. Lane has that LSU backing now, so it's different from Ole Miss. They got a lot of receivers now. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
hey, you know what time it is. We gotta give a shout out. Let me tell
Oh yeah,
y'all
I was
something.
thinking it the whole time. Yeah.
Y'all better start that boy Roman Mothershed. I'm telling you
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
You better play him.
Start my boy Roman, man. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
you better
Out
play
of
Roman
Troy, you know.
Mothershed
Yeah, shout
for
out
real.
to him, man. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do something. I gotta really pay attention to LSU now. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But yeah. But LSU, you got that. Um, yeah. I mean, you got a lot of teams, bro, like that. You know what I'm saying? And will Clemson get back on the mountain? Maybe, maybe not. I think maybe not. But you know what I'm saying? Who knows?
yeah.
Does Florida State finally do what they supposed to do? Who knows? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, it's just crazy to think about. Um, you got all these teams, like it's up for grabs right now. I can't really say. I mean, as a football fan, a college football fan, I can't honestly say who like that one team is definitely winning the championship. Like I can't say like, yo, I think this team is gonna win, because it's so many factors, and there's so many teams now that's offensively at least complete. Like, on paper at least. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. All right, hey, I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. All right, let's get into some conference outlooks for next season. So I got four questions, and you're well, no, three really, three. But there are going to be factors that you gotta think about when answering these questions. So the key factors are returning production. Returning production. That means how many returners are coming back. The quarterback stability, the coaching continuity, the recruiting momentum, and the schedule strength. You want me to go back, go
Go
over them one more time?
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
All right. Returning production, coaching stability, coaching continuity, recruiting momentum, and the schedule strength. So I'll go about. I'll ask you one question, and then we'll go off of that. So the first question will be, which conference looks deepest, top to bottom?
I'm gonna say 1A and 1B. What is it?
Okay.
I think ACC and with Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
I think those two. I can't really say one is stronger than the other,
Yeah.
but I can say that from top to bottom. Well, I can't even say from top to bottom, from 1 through 5, because I mean we're gonna be honest. ACC ain't got but 5 teams that really compete for a playoff spot every year. You
Right.
got Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas, maybe LSU, and maybe Bama. But we don't know what Bama how they gonna do this year. I mean, they've had a winning record um since Saban left, but it ain't really turned into nothing. But
Yeah.
those 5 teams are gonna do it for, But yeah, I think I think it's 1A and 1B. I can't put one in front of the other,
Mm.
obviously, but um, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I
Which
can't. I can't.
oh,
Go ahead.
you
Go
ready
ahead.
for the next one? Okay.
Yeah.
Which conference has the most volatility?
Okay, you got to define that word for me.
So basically,
That boy
basically
read the
means
dictionary before coming on here. But I
right
said volatility.
volatility. Basically, the liability to change rapidly or unpredictably, especially
Oh,
for the worst.
that's the entire goddamn NCAA. I can't. That ain't no conference thing. That's the whole goddamn And that's NCAA.
You never know though. I mean,
That
that's just like you said.
exactly.
Yeah,
You just
yeah,
said you never know. It's
yeah.
unpredictable. Like it's like you just never know. I can't say. I don't know, right?
Mhm.
Because look at all the coaches that got fired in the Big 10, Big 12, and SEC.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like it's like I mean, literally, LSU coach got fired, and then Ole Miss coach left, and then Auburn coach got fired, Kentucky coach got fired.
yeah,
Virginia Tech coach got fired in the SEC. I mean, it's all over the place. I think that's just the entire scope of the sport.
yeah.
Like I can't say one is more than the other because everybody, like no job is there. It's probably one of the only jobs besides being an NFL player that you don't know if you're gonna have a job tomorrow. You could be a win. You can win every year, and not make it to a championship. Make playoffs every year, not make it to a championship, and lose your job.
Hmm.
Yeah, prime example: Mike Tomlin winning every year. You know what I'm saying? Don't make it too far that often. Lose a job. You know, uh, uh, James Franklin. You know what I'm saying? A winning record for the most part every year. Lose his job. Like I mean, uh, Bama's head coach. If he don't get it right this year, he might lose his job.
Right.
And he's won and then made the playoffs. So it's like no, I can't say one conference or another for that one because that's the entire NCAA.
Hmm.
You don't never know what you're gonna get.
I agree. Okay. All right. So if that's the okay, so we'll leave that the volatility out. Can an underdog conference crash the performance, crash the playoffs again? If so, which conference would you name?
Man, I mean, you said I mean ACC. I
Yeah,
def
it would have to be SEC.
Yeah, I mean, because everybody else, I mean, yeah, I mean, I think if you're saying underdog conference, they've been the
Mhm.
underdog conference the last several years. Um,
Yeah,
but
I
I think,
definitely.
but
I was just saying, I definitely think they add more teams this upcoming playoffs for sure.
yeah, like they were on fire this year.
Hmm.
ACC was like
Yeah.
but I think they sneak in there, at least with one team. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I think Miami makes it back to the playoffs. Do they make it back to the championship? I don't know, but I
Yeah.
definitely think they make it back to the playoffs.
It's possible. It's possible we could see a few more Big 12 teams in as well. Um, I will say we had one Big 12 team. I think BYU makes their mark next season because they do have uh Bear Bachmeyer coming back, and then
Nah,
they also have LJ Martin coming
nah,
back.
they
I don't know
ain't,
what the
they ain't,
receiving core.
they ain't doing too much of nothing, bro.
We'll see.
Nah, they ain't
We'll
doing too
see.
much of nothing. Nah, like
Well, if not
that's.
okay, if not them, then I mean, we got to see what dude. We got to see what Utah looks like. Big 12 has some. Big 12
I
has
ain't
some
saying
players
I
in
ain't
there though.
saying that they don't. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that, but one thing I've learned when you're a team like BYU, and you have an opportunity to sneak in that playoffs and do something historic, that junk don't come around that often, bro. That don't
Yeah.
come around that often. Like
Yeah.
Indiana's story is not a normal story. Like
Mhm.
that don't come around often. Like you
Okay.
you you gotta capitalize. If you feel like they're gonna be you know better next year or make cool, but I mean that's a lot of stuff gotta go right for them to and it ain't even dealing with them necessarily. It
Yeah.
gotta be a lot of teams that will be ahead of them to not be that good. You know what I'm saying? Then they have to stay healthy, and then they have to
Yeah.
perform. Like it's a lot. So I don't. I mean, I think they still do good, but I don't think that they have the success that they had before. I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. All right, I can get behind that. Yeah, because I think mine were going to basically be the same. Yeah. I mean, you can only pretty much pinball only a few conferences in this case. So yeah, we're coming up on our last one now. For the again, we're staying in the way too early predictions category, and this is where it's going to get a lot different. I think we're definitely going to have some different answers for this one. So each one of us will give a playoff lock for next season, a possible shocking collapse, one breakout star, but we're not going to name the player. We're just going to name the school the player attends, a bold take that sounds crazy right now, and then one coach that could possibly be fired. So I'll make sure I go one by one for you.
Okay.
So all right. So right now, name a playoff lock for next season.
Georgia.
Okay, you gonna take the safe route. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, that's. I mean, they haven't missed playoffs yet, so yeah.
Yeah, which is fair. Yes, agreed. All right, one shocking collapse of a program.
Ole Miss.
Okay. All right, name one breakout star from the school they attend. Don't say the name, but the school that they attend. Think of a school.
LSU.
Mmm.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, I'm thinking about the play you talking about now. Okay. All right. Okay. One bold take that sounds crazy right now.
Indiana makes a deep run again.
Okay. And one coach that might get fired.
Kalen DeBoer. I was waiting on that question. Kalen DeBoer.
Okay. That, bro. You're funny. You're hilarious. All
Yeah.
right. All right. Okay. Okay.
Just saying.
Okay. All right.
So who else? Like everybody else, they got new coaches now.
I'm thinking of one coach that's definitely on the hot seat right now that could be out of there. All right. One playoff lock would be.
Don't think too hard, huh?
Right.
All right. Carry the one. Vibe by zero.
Cause I want it's one team in mind. Oh, I can go Miami. I can go Miami.
Playoff lock. Okay.
Yeah, I can go Miami. I'll go Miami.
Okay.
One shocking collapse. One shocking collapse of a program. Mm, I'm gonna say Indiana. I'm gonna say Indiana.
I
I'm gonna
like
say
it.
Indiana.
I like it.
One breakout star, but name the school. Um, I'm gonna say Georgia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Georgia Tech. Um,
Good
one
choice.
bold take that sounds crazy now. Um, the national champion will come from the ACC.
That's so you just doubling down on your first.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say what school though because it's
I know, but
most,
I'm just saying, but it's kind
most
of.
schools that I got in mind.
I
But yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah. And one coach that gets fired.
we all thinking the same thing right now.
It's not. No, I'm not thinking Kalen DeBoer. Shane Beamer at South Carolina.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Shane Beamer. I can say Shane Beamer or Brent at Oklahoma. Brent Venables.
Yeah. I mean
Yeah.
that's some good ones.
Yeah.
But I mean
Yeah.
I mean we kind of that's ones that we kind of can see.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And right up
It's
it on the
close.
wall because I can't ever say his name. Oklahoma's head coach. He been on the hot seat for 2 years. So
Exactly.
yeah.
And I think South Carolina they've gotten too far or they've come up short too many times. And I think they're kind of getting to the point now with Shane like, man, listen, it's just not gonna work. So I think those are just two guys on top of my head that'll probably
For sure.
on that burning
For
hot
sure.
seat for sure. So yeah. But yeah, brother, that's all I got, man. I told y'all it was gonna be a fun one. It was definitely gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
I'm happy with what we were able to accomplish with that one. That was good. That was our season recap, man. I had a blast with that one. Yeah, continue to like, share, comment, subscribe. Continue to interact with us, show us love, ask us questions, whatever you guys may have. Listen, we want to be able to answer. We want to be able to give you guys,
We want
continue to be
all
able
the
to give you
smoke.
guys. Yeah, right. We want all the smoke. We want to be able to continue to give you guys the best product we can give you. But yeah, I had a blast with that one. That was fun. That was a good episode. That was a good rundown we had for you guys today. So hopefully we can be able to give you guys some more of those. Excited to see what's in store for college basketball. I'm glad we was able to give you a little bit of something at the beginning of the episode. Just talk a little bit of college hoops with you guys. Even though we haven't really been in tune with it, or I haven't been in tune with it this year for real. But yeah, I know we'll be able to give you more insight once the March Madness starts and once conference championships we get a better look at what the conference championships and tournament looks like. Yeah, so I think going into the next college football season, what we'll probably end up doing is doing like some program, like looking at each program, looking at different teams, and just kind of giving a little synopsis of how they look, kind of give you guys a program outlook, essentially. Just see what everybody has different, what different teams look like. It was a bunch that happened in transfer portal that kind of gives each team a boost now. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about some different programs, give a different outlook about what everybody looks like and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what we have in store for you guys. We might get a few faces on here as well. See what that looks like. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see what that looks like, brother. Take us home.
Appreciate y'all tapping in with the Cottage Couch Podcast, man. Tell a friend, tell their cousin, tell their auntie, uncle, them. Cottage Couch Podcast, where it's at. Keep liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing, everything. We want all the smoke. We ain't ducking nothing, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we want to hear what y'all say, man. Appreciate y'all. You got an athlete that needs some shine. We want to give them they just do. Let us know. We want to give them they shine. So, but in the meantime, between time, we got bills to pay. We out of here, man.
Start Roman Mothershed. We not playing about that. Y'all better start that, boy.
Wake up, I gotta go get it. Wake up, I